Dr. Mark Changizi here with your Science Moment. Today I'm just going to talk about a lot of the things that didn't make sense about masks with sort of 3.5 years of hindsight. A lot of folks would just say, it's just a mask. Right? Well, it's just a mask that wrecks our identities. It's just a mask that must be worn all day. It's just a mask that exacerbates aerosols. It's just a mask that covers our fucking faces. It's just a mask that grows bacteria and fungi. It's just a mask that causes skin wounds and tears. It's just a mask that muffles verbal communication. It's just a mask that all the RCTs show doesn't work. It's just a mask that must be placed over a saxophone. It's just a mask we must wear when we're healthy. It's just a mask children with zero risk had to wear. It's just a mask you have no right to demand of us. It's just a mask you coerced 1 billion people to wear. It's just a mask that presumes a healthy human is a weapon. It's just a mask that should be worn outdoors even when alone. It's just a mask that further cuts off the hard of hearing from society. It's just a mask that leads to excess CO2 and cardiovascular deficits. It's just a mask that is absolutely no problem while I ran a marathon. It's just a mask that the unclean, unvaccinated were later singled out to wear. It's just a mask that prevents children from normal social development. It's just a mask that gives medically negligent false reassurance to the immunocompromised. It's just a mask that must be cloth. Surgical. I always meant N95. It's just a mask that blocks our lower visual field and augments risks from falls. It's just a mask is like how a headscarf is just a headscarf for the women in Iran. It's just a mask serves only to signal membership in the righteous COVID-caring club. It's just a mask that isn't needed when you're eating at a restaurant, but only when you walk around. It's just a mask that your layman intuitions about blocking sickness have utterly failed you about. It's just a mask that destroys our emotional expressions, which underlie true human social communication. It's just a mask evolved to serve as a political purity test for the unclean because masks are irrational and harmful. It's just a mask that, even if they worked, were historically used by surgeons for a couple hours, standing still over a sick, wound-opened patient. It's just a mask that was widely viewed as torture, such as when suspected terrorists were made to wear them upon entering Guantanamo Bay. It's just a mask that you said didn't work, and then 2 months later, the science magically demonstrated they work. It's just a mask that's deeply uncomfortable, suggesting that our body does not at all want it there. And discomfort and pain responses are there for a reason. It's just a mask surgeons never wore for viral spread, but rather for stopping bacterial-riddled spittle and wound goop. Why do surgeons go maskless when meeting patients before surgery, for example? And finally, it's just a mask that the burden of evidence requires maskers to show they work, not anti-maskers to show they don't stop viral aerosols, which obviously go through and leak out the gaps. Now, as you know, I've been all over the mask side of the medical tyranny during COVID since the very start, and I disproportionately concentrated on sort of the psychosocietal issues, not the cardiovascular. Lots of folks were talking about those sorts of things. Check out my curated movie, Face Masks, the movie. You can catch it on Rumble and you can catch it on YouTube. You can probably search at Loofwired as well, and it'll be pulled up if you search there. That was your Science Moment.